So in the last class, till last class, we've been looking at basic modeling, where we have learnt about creating inf objects and creating cube, creating DSO, creating modeling master data objects and loading it from flat files. Now we're going to concentrate on reporting, where we focus on let's say once we have the data into this cubes. So cube is considered as data target while loading. Let's say you're extracting from source and loading in. So we consider that as data target. But when it comes to reporting, since we're going to do reporting on top of this cube, we consider cube as info provider, because it provides information to your queries. So we call that as info provider. So we can do either reporting on cube, or we can do reporting on, or DSO is all possible here. So in BW, for reporting, we use a component called Business Explorer. In BW, to enable reporting or to create your reports, we use a component called BEX, Business Explorer. It would have sub-components like BEX Query Designer, it has a component called BEX Query Designer. So then what is the purpose of this component? Why do we use this? We use this to design a query, because it's BEX query. We use query designer component to design a query. What do you mean by query? What do you mean by query? It's question. It's a question put onto the database, and the results of that would be your report. Yeah. It's a question put onto the database or put onto the backend. Okay. So the purpose of query designer is just to design your queries, and when you run the query, the result set of your query would be your report. Okay. Next, we have a component called BEX Analyzer. We have a component called BEX Analyzer, which is nothing but like normal MS Excel plus some add-on components. When you say BEX Analyzer, it's like normal MS Excel with some add-on components to it. That is your BEX Analyzer. Okay. Now, so what is the purpose of BEX Analyzer? Okay, what we do is, you have, let's say you design the query already in the query designer. You take the query output and embed that into Excel in the analyzer and format it as per the user requirements. I can say formatted report. You basically take the query result set into the analyzer and start formatting it. Okay. So I would say formatted reports in Excel. Nothing but we call them as workbooks. So we use analyzer to design workbooks, which is nothing but formatted reports in Excel. You take the results. See, you understand, query is a question, and the result of your query is result set. Yeah. And you take the result set of the query, embed that into Excel and format it as per the user requirements and save that as a workbooks. So end user can straight away open workbooks instead of opening queries, and which in turn contains queries into it. Okay. Third one, BEX WAD, or we call it as Web Application Designer. web application designer. Now what is the purpose of this component? See, let's say I have data in a cube and I would like to query on this. So use what? Query designer. Once you design a query with query designer, and we can start running that query onto browser or into Excel also, anything it is. So when you run this query onto browser, it comes with a default output. It comes with a default output in the browser. If you want to customize this output with more navigational features, more event-based features, then you go with WAD. Whatever the query you design, you can run this onto browser. When you run this onto browser, it comes with a default web report, default template. Okay. If you are not happy with the web template, you can customize your web template. If you want to customize it with more of navigational features, more of events, you would go with WAD. So we use WAD to customize or to create web templates. And what kind of customization? With more of navigational features. When I say navigational features, say you want to place a button and you would like to have specify some functionality for the button. Let's say you want to place a drop down box, or you want to place a radio button, you want to place a check box, you want to place some analysis grid, or you want to place some charts. All those customizations can be done. That's okay. And then we have another component called BEX report designer. We have another component called BEX report designer. And the purpose of this report designer is to let's say you designed a query again. Well, let's say in the query designer, you're able to run that onto browser. You're not happy with the output of the query report, but we are not happy with the formatting of the report. With more of layout formatting, coloring, fonting, for all the stuff you do with what? Report design. If you want to customize your web report with navigational features, it is WAD. If you want to customize your web report with more of layout formatting, then it is report. Layout formatting ante coloring gaani, dan shape gaani, dan sizing gaani alanti marchalante report designer. If you want both, then so I'll take the BEX query into report designer, first do all the layout formatting and take this report into WAD for navigational features. I can do that. So when you want to customize the report, web report with more of layout formatting, you get into what? Report designer. And you have another component called BEX web analyzer. And this is a web-based tool through which users can create their ad hoc reports just with drag and drop. When I say ad hoc, means what? With immediate requirement. Let's say they have their own requirements. You just give the cube to them, and they can drag and drop, and they can create their own reports for us. Okay. Ad hoc web reports. We use this to design what? Ad hoc web reports. This is more of an end user tool where he can use this tool and create his own reports what he wants. If you observe, all the tools below are majorly concerned with what? With web. Web based. And this is the query designer. and then this is your analyzer, and these three would go with what? Web. So this is the 5 different components what we have it for reporting in BW in the front end. Okay. So I would say 90% of the time your work would be at what? Designing queries. Then this part of it. Then these are hardly 5 minutes topics. This would just take 1 hour or something, and this is the main topic to be discussed. Because even with the introduction of BO on top of BW, now you know that SAP Business Objects sits on top of BW for reporting. So once that comes in, it has got more flavors in it, where they can do more of cosmetic reporting, all this. Still, your BEX query design holds good, because when you run the BEX query, it actually utilizes strong OLAP functionality or OLAP engine of your BW. So if you really want to use the OLAP engine even with BO, they still create a BEX query and use the BEX query in the front end for WebB or what, Excel CS or Crystal Report or whatever it is. Okay, so BO వచ్చింది, BW reporting లేదు, ఎత్తిపోయింది అనేది లేదు. It is still, and it has become more important now. And these have lost the importance now. I would say these three, not the analyzer. These three has lost the importance now, but this has gained more importance, I would say. So nothing like reporting వెళ్ళిపోయింది అదేం లేదు. Still, even though with the introduction of BO, they still design the query in BW, consume that query in BO environment. That's how it is. Okay, boss? So our main focus will be on these 2 tools, and okay, but this is okay because no one is interested in this now, with the involvement of BO in the front end. Okay. But if you know WAD here, and now SAP has come out with something called Business Objects Design Studio, which is more or less like WAD. It is actually a replacement for WAD. The new tool has come. Okay. So our focus will be on what? Now this one. So that itself will take some 1 week. Okay. Day 19. Okay. Now we are focusing on which tool? BEX query design. Now this is where you can see all the BEX component. Now when you go to start, but you will get to see them only if you have installed your SAP GUI. Because in the client system you install SAP GUI software, then you can get connected to any of the SAP servers. When you are installing SAP GUI, it does, in the developer, it does ask you, do you want to install BEX? And you checkbox. Yes, and that gets installed. Now if you go to programs, and you should see a folder called, what is here? BEX. You see analyzer, query designer, analyzer, report designer, and then what is WAD. Web analyzer, you don't get to see that here. You will open it in different way. Okay, boss. So I would like to log into query designer, boss. Ask me which system it is, then pass. First, so this is your query designer tool, boss. Look at this menu. How does it look like? You have some menus at the top, yeah, and you have some icons here and different windows here. Like we have info provider block, characteristic you got filter block, which has got two blocks in it: characteristic restrictions, default values, rows, columns, free characteristics, properties window, message block, and you got all the list of toolbars here. That's it. This is your basically the tool which we use it. This is your query designer, which we use it to design your queries. Okay. Now we'll see how to design So now we're going to focus on how do we design a simple query using this query designer. Now before you create a query, you have to decide about the info provider. Which info provider you want to use. Look at this now. I would like to use this cube. You remember we had this cube, AWC sales cube, and I think I have all the data loaded now. So I've got all the 2 lakh records loaded. And I have this request. Now is it enabled for reporting? Only when you see this icon, it means the data of this request of this cube would come into reporting. Otherwise, no. Okay. Before I do reporting, I would like to see the structure of this cube, the definition of this cube. Right click. You said display data model. That will show me the model of the cube. So this is my cube. It's got around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many? 9 dimensions. And it's got all this key figures in it. Okay, boss? And if I look at this sales document number dimension, I have what? Sales order number. In the data packet dimension product, I've got model name and product key. And product key I further have what? Attributes. Now under sales dates, I've got due date, sales order due date and ship date. In the customer location dimension, I've got customer key and geography key. Customer key has got some attributes in it, and geography key has got attributes in it. Sales channel, I've got only one sales channel code. Sales line item number, I've got only one characteristic. In the time, I've got day, calendar year, month, quarter, year, week, off year, all this here. And here in the data packet dimension, I would just have request ID, which is of main concern for me. And unit will have unit and what? Currencies. And key figures. This is how I've got unit price, tax amount, sales amount, order quantity, extended amount, discount amount, freight, all this. So this is the structure of the cube which I am going to use it for reporting. Yes. So can I say this cube is my info provider? Means I am trying to build a query on top of this cube. So this cube is considered as info provider. Okay. I'll go to the Bex query designer. So I'll go to the menu what? Query. And it's like normal like any other tool. Okay. And go to the query menu and say what? What do you say? New query. When you say new query, look at what is the dialog box. It says new query. What is this? Select info. Select the provider on which you would like to design your report with. So I'll go say what? Find. If you know the info areas, you can just go to info areas. It opens up the complete info areas. What was our say? AW sales company, and you can go to further info areas also. This is mine, so you can switch on the technical names. There is a button to switch on the technical names also. So this is my cube. I can catch hold of the cube this way, or I can go and search it also. Anyways. So when I select the cube, when I select certain provider, okay, it does. You get to see the complete provider definition. It is a cube, and the cube name is AW sales, and you get to see 2 folders, key figures and dimensions. And when you expand dimensions, you get to see all the dimensions of the cube. And when you go about expanding each dimension, let's say customer location, do I get to see characteristics? In the backend, what are the cube model you get to see? At the same provider model, I'm able to see it here. And when I expand the customer key, I see another folder called what? Attributes. Expand attributes, I see all the attributes of what? Customer key. And when there's another folder called values. If I expand this, I get to see all the values of customer key from master database. It chana untai. It will show all the values. Okay. And does it show even the null? What is null record? You remove that's your blank record. In the master data, always it had one blank record by default. That is what coming as null here. Okay. Geography key, and there is something called attributes. Again, it has got values. Again, geography keys, attributes, values. For example, if I go to sales order, I just see a sales order number, but when I expand this, there is no attributes folder. Why? Why? In the backend, I have never maintained any attribute master data for sales order number. If I expand product, don't worry, because I see model name because of the navigational attribute. This is my product key, expand, and you see attributes for product keys. Okay. And similarly, on the keywords folder, I get to see the keywords, and on the time dimension, I would see all the time characteristics here. And a keyword folder, I get to see all the keywords of my keyword. So, can I say in the provider block, you have all the metadata of your provider. Metadata, and objects, the definition. You just have to use the definition and start formulating your queries. Normally, any database, when you want to write a query or when you want to read data from database, you write a SQL. You write SQL. But here you're not writing any SQL. When you do a drag and drop, internally system would form the SQL query for you. Okay, boss? So writing SQL is easier, drag and drop is easier. Writing SQL is easy. Drag and drop, you have to achieve all the logics within the checkboxes what is delivered. If you give me free text and ask me to write query, I can write with any logic. I am having free hand to write any logic. With existing checkboxes, existing properties, you have to get any output. That's the target. Yeah. Simple. I just want to do a simple report. I have year, right? I would like to see year-wise sales amount. I would like to see year-wise sales amount. So what I'll do, I'll go to rows and columns block. You see the rows block. Importance of the rows block is that, see, any object I place into this, I can just drag and drop them. Okay. If I drag this year into the rows, look at the preview. It says A year, B year. If I place some object into the rows, any informative rows, this informative values are displayed downwards like that. If I place customer number, list of all the customer numbers are placed downwards like that. That is what is representing A year, B year, C year, D year. Okay. If I place some object into the rows, you get to see that informative value downwards like that. Okay. If I place an object into the columns, you get to see that informative values across itla addanga. Okay, boss. But don't get into conclusion that I must place my characteristics into rows, key figures into columns. That's wrong. Depending on the view, how you want to view the report. Okay. Depending on the view, what you want, you can just drag and drop those. So when you have your informative placed into the rows, it means it will show that informative value downwards. When you have the info bit placed into columns, it will show the info bit values across. So I'll go to year and place, let's say I want to have sales amount. For each, so look, I've got years. For each of the year, I want to fill the cells. Year cell, year cell. For each of the year, I want to see the cells with the sales amount. Actually, you should have drag and drop, otherwise stuck. Now I've got keyword. Now let's see now what happens. You get this keyword amount at the top, where these cells will get filled with the sales amount. ఎలా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలంటే ఈ రిపోర్ట్ని చూడవచ్చు. ఐ వాట్ ఏ ఇయర్ అంటే 1 year, లెట్స్ సే సమ్ ఇయర్, అండ్ దెన్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్, అండ్ ఐ వాట్ అమౌంట్ ఇయర్. సో వాట్ డస్ దిస్ సెల్ అంటే, లుక్ దిస్ సెల్ వాల్యూ, దట్స్ నథింగ్ బట్ ది సేల్స్ అమౌంట్ వాల్యూ వేర్ మై క్యాలెండర్ ఇయర్ is A, and this will start showing you sales amount value where my calendar year is B. Intersection. Yeah. If I take out this year, you'll just have only one cell here. What amount will it show? Entire amount it will show. It's like select amount from the cube. It is still I have not spoken about summation yet. I'm just saying select amount from cube. So will it bring entire amounts? Yeah. And but this amount I would like to have a split across each year. So I'll say అవుతుంది ఇప్పుడే ఊరు అవుతుందంటే ఎట్లయితుందంటే ఏదో ఉందో చేయాలి కాదు, చెప్పినా చెప్తాను. ఓకే, now look at this. Now this is like select year amount from the cubes. Now when you run this query, am I going to use this OLAP engine? OLAP engine, online analytical processing engine. So as per this engine, whenever you are referring to key figures, they must be selected with some aggregation function, mandatory. So ఇప్పుడు సెలెక్ట్ ఇయర్ అమౌంట్ అని అనుకుందాం. సపోజ్ దెన్ లెట్స్ సే ఫర్ ది ఇయర్ 2013, లెట్స్ సే దెర్ ఆర్ 5 రికార్డ్స్ వస్తాయి. నీకు రిపోర్ట్ ఇటు చూపిస్తాను 2013, 1000, 2013, 2000, 2013, 3000, 2034. డస్ ఇట్ మేక్ సెన్స్? ఐ షుడ్ అగ్రిగేట్ ఆల్ ది రికార్డ్స్ ఆఫ్ వాట్ 2013 కదా. అంటే ఆల్ ది రికార్డ్స్ ఆఫ్ 2013 మస్ట్ బి గ్రూప్డ్. సో నౌ ఐ గివ్ యూ రికార్డ్స్ లైక్ దిస్: 2013 1000, 2013 2000, 2013 3000. When you say grouping, what? For all the 3 records, year is 2013, so I can say group is what? 2013. But what about the key figure? One is 1000, one is 2000, one is 3000. What should I do with this? Should I sum it? Or should I pick count? Or should I pick max? Or should I pick min? That is what is specified aggregation functions. Right? So what I should say, select calendar year amount. Whenever I say amount, I must specify it with some aggregation function. Okay, so it's like writing a select statement like this: select calendar year, sum of amount from the cube. So what happens when you use an aggregation function? You must use group by. Select calendar year, sum of amount from the cube, group by year. If it finds multiple records for the same year, it will be grouping them. While grouping, the keyword amount will be aggregated, summation. So where did you set the property that this keyword should be summation? Select this key figure. Can you see properties of it? Yes, but the properties. Now there is property called what is here? Aggregation. What does it say? Use standard aggregation. What is the standard aggregation? Who told you? Yeah. So it says for this info bit, use aggregation function as I never specified summa, minna, max apply. It is saying use standard aggregation. But where is this aggregation defined? What is this ZSLS amount, right? If I go to my info bit, While defining the key here, you will have a property. What is property here? Exception aggregation, which is declared as what? Summation. When I say use standard aggregation, it will be using the aggregation what is defined in the back end. When I say use the standard aggregation function, it does use the aggregation function what is designed in the back end, modeled in the back end for the info objectives. So what is defined here? Summation. Now can I understand the query as now? Select calendar year, sum of amount from the cube, group by calendar year. At a cube loans year this go, amount this go. నీకు మల్టిపుల్ రికార్డ్ సేమ్ ఇయర్తో ఉన్నాయనుకో అవన్నీ గ్రూప్ చేసినప్పుడు అమౌంట్ని యాడ్ చేయని చెప్తున్నాను. ఓకే, సో దెన్ దట్స్ ఇట్ మై క్వెరీ. సేవ్ and then save it. Now when you save a query, by default it gets into what is this here? Favorites అంటే it can be viewed only by you. Favorite, when you say it is saving under favorites folder, every user will have its own favorites area which is local for users. But if I want to publish this query to multiple users, I will have to get into what? Roles. If I go to the roles, I have some roles, I can assign it to some role, and any user who has access to that role can see my queries. But for now I am not focusing on that now. Just give some description of the query. So technically, generally we try to give this provider name, underscore B indicating Beck's query, underscore number, some serial number, query number. An object already exists with this technical name, I think we have used. So I save this query into favorites. Now when I say you have saved in favorites, who can see this query? Neenante with the user, when I log into the system with the user ID what I created, only that user can see that query. Now query is done. I would like to run this query.